Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this stitch. It's a very easy stitch, 2 rows repeat for a baby blanket, for a hat, for a cardigan. These are the sides of the work. So this is the front of the work and this is the back. Well, some of you said that even the back looks nice. This is kind of thick because I went twice, but when I will do the tutorial I will go only once, so you will have an idea. If you go twice, then it's a little bit thicker. If you don't want so thick, then you're gonna go only once, the way I will show you. It's quite nice, this one. Okay, let's do the tutorial. With this stitch you can chain any numbers of chains, even or odd. I'm gonna use 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. You can let's say you can use, I don't know if I should go higher. Well, depends what the yarn, what crochet hook the yarn recommends. For example, this yarn recommends that I should use 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, but working with puffs, or let's say front post, I find that at least half of number bigger. So I just went with half of number bigger than the yarn recommends with the crochet. So I'm using 4.0. I have here 12 chains. I will go with the even numbers. Okay, now we're gonna skip the first chain from the hook, and into the second chain we're gonna do a single crochet. And this row is gonna be single crochet in each chain. So we move to the next chain, single crochet, next chain, single crochet, and so on. In each chain we're gonna do single crochet. You can alternate colors, you can use variegated yarn, depends what you like, or you can use plain color. Okay, so the last chain, single crochet also. Okay, we're gonna chain 2, turn your work, and now we're gonna do double crochet in each stitch. So we're gonna move to the next stitch, not this one because the chain is coming from the next stitch. We're gonna do a double crochet, next stitch, double crochet, and so on. Double crochet in each chain, one stitch. I think for a spring this is nice to use thinner yarn, but if you want for cold winter days, I'm gonna use a thicker yarn. So in each stitch we're gonna do double crochet. Well, but I will have to say this stitch is gonna eat some yarn, so if you have yarn that you want to get rid of, just use this stitch. So the last stitch, double crochet also. Okay, now we're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and let's say this is one of the rows that we're gonna repeat. Like I said, this stitch has 2 rows repeat. Usually we go through the stitch to do the single crochet, so this row is gonna be single crochet in each stitch. Usually we go through the stitch, but with this one I will go underneath the stitch between the double crochets. Yeah, so I'm gonna go the first one here, single crochet, next stitch, single crochet, but I will go underneath the stitch. If you want to go on top of through the stitch, then do that. Try and see how it looks. So single crochet in each stitch, well, underneath the stitch. So I go underneath, not through the stitch. So we're gonna do this until we reach the end. So at the end here we have a double crochet and a chain 2. So I'm gonna go between the double crochet and the chain 2 underneath the stitch, and I'm gonna do a single crochet, and then I'm gonna find the second chain on top of the second chain, and I'm gonna do a single crochet. Okay, now we're gonna chain 2, turn your work, and we have the stitch here, not the one that the chain is coming. Yeah, so yarn over the hook, we're gonna go to the next stitch, through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and the first double crochet here, we're gonna go and do a front post double crochet. Like I said, I'm gonna go only once. If you want thicker this puff, then you're gonna put the yarn over and you're gonna go around again to that double crochet. Yeah, so you're gonna have here 2, 4, 5 loops. We're gonna pass the yarn through the first 4 loops, not the last one. So pull the yarn through the first 4, pull the yarn to the last 2. I'm gonna move to the next. So the stitch is right next to the, let's say, the front post. Yeah, so we're gonna go in there, pick up a loop, yarn over the hook, and the next double crochet we're gonna go around and do a front post double crochet, 5 loops on the hook, pull the yarn through the first 4 loops, pull the yarn to the last 2. Don't miss the stitch. It's right tucked next to the puff, so sometimes if you're not careful, you're gonna make a mistake and go into the next. The stitch is right here. Yeah, right there. The next stitch is right there, and you're gonna go in there, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, go the row below through that double crochet, and you're gonna do a front post double crochet, pull the yarn to the first 4 loops, pull the yarn to the last 2, and we're gonna do like this until we finish the row. So this is one of the rows that you're gonna repeat, and the single crochet, the second row. So the next stitch, pull up a loop, then go below to that double crochet and do a front post double crochet, pull the yarn to the first 4, pull the yarn to the last 2. So the sample that I showed you in the beginning, I went through that double crochet twice, so it's a little bit thicker. If you don't like that so thick, then you're gonna go just the way I showed you, only once. Next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, go below to that double crochet underneath the stitch, and pull up a loop, pull the yarn to the first 4 loops, pull the yarn to the last 2. Next stitch, and you have 1 stitch left at the end. Yeah, so you're gonna go to that double crochet, pull up a loop, pull the yarn to the first 4, last 2, and now into the last stitch we're gonna do a double crochet. This is how you're gonna finish this row, with a double crochet in the last stitch, and it looks like this. Oh, this yarn is weird. Okay, now the second row that we're gonna repeat, chain 1, turn your work, and now the first stitch is here. I'm gonna go underneath. If you choose to go through, you just go through the first stitch. I'm gonna go underneath. So the first single crochet, move to the next stitch, single crochet, and see, I just go underneath, not through the stitch. So in each, well, underneath each stitch you're gonna place a single crochet. I think this is nice if you do with a, let's say, not so thick yarn. It's not gonna be so thick. Yeah. So here at the end we have the double crochet, well, the front post from the previous row, and the chain 2. So I'm gonna go between the front post and the chain in that space, and I'm gonna do a single crochet. Then on top of the second chain I'm gonna go in there through that chain and do a single crochet. You're gonna chain 2, turn your work, and now you're going to repeat the row with the puff. So we're not going to go through this stitch because the chain is coming, so we're going to go through the next. Yarn over the hook, go through that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and now you have the front post from the previous row, and you're going to go below to that front post behind that, and you're going to pull up a loop, pull the yarn to the first 4 loops, pull the yarn to the last 2. You see the stitch is right here. If you're not paying attention, you're going to go into this, yeah, here. When you pull a little bit like this, and you're going to see the stitch and the next front post. And this is nice that you can change colors. For example, for this, when you have to change your colors, you change the color when you are ready to start the single crochet row, so the next row in our case right now. So the stitch is right there. The stitch is right there next to the front post. And this way they're gonna be on top of each other, stacked on top. So like I said, I went twice for the sample around this front post. If you don't like it so puffy and big, then you're gonna go just once. Go around that front post. So now at the end, the stitch is right here, right there. So we're gonna go through that, pull up a loop, go around the last front post of this row, pull up a loop, pull the yarn to the first 4 loops, pull the yarn to the last 2, and you have the last stitch at the end. And you're gonna do in that last stitch a double crochet. So now if you want to change colors, when you have 2 loops on your hook, you didn't finish the double crochet, yeah, you didn't finish, you're gonna attach the new color, and you're gonna pass the new color through these 2 loops, yeah. So now we're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and you're gonna repeat the row with a single crochet. So the first stitch is here, you're gonna go underneath, single crochet. See? Next stitch, underneath the stitch, single crochet, and you're gonna go underneath each stitch, and you're gonna do a single crochet. It's a very easy stitch, goes really fast. So here at the end we have the front post from the previous row and the chain 2 at the end. I'm gonna go in between these 2 into that space, single crochet, and you're gonna find the second chain on top there, and you're gonna do a single crochet. And now you're gonna chain 2, and you're gonna repeat the row with the puffs, front post, let's say, yeah. So you have the first stitch here, you're gonna go into the second, yeah? And you're gonna pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and then the first front post, and you're gonna go around that, behind that, pull the yarn to the first 4, pull the yarn to the last 2, and so on, and then they're gonna be on top. So this sample that we just did now, I worked only once. I went through that front post or the double crochet in the beginning, yeah. So it's a little bit thinner, it's the same yarn, both of them, but if you go twice, this is gonna be thicker, yeah. This one is a little bit thinner. So which one do you like? Thinner, thicker? I think for a baby blanket, the blanket doesn't need to be so heavy when you put on top of the baby, yeah. So I think just going once around the front post, it's sufficient, I think. So this one, it's quite thick. I don't know if you can see, it's thick. I just wanted to show you the thin and the thick version. So you choose which one. So this is the back of the work, and this is the front. It's quite nice. Yeah, this is a funny yarn. Well, accidents they have in a skein sometimes. Well, I hope you like this stitch. Give it a try, especially if you have a yarn that you same size yarn and you want to get rid of. Make a blanket, lap blanket, or a baby blanket that it doesn't take so much, and you can do work with this stitch, change your colors and all that. Yeah? And of course, you're gonna finish at the end, whatever project you choose, with a single crochet in each stitch or underneath the stitch, depends which one you like, and the project is done. Well, thank you for watching. Have a good day.